Hi everybody, welcome to another episode of the Shenopsis. We are 4 social media influencers bringing your edu-ratchet group chats to life. Yay! So to start off, I'm going to be your host this week. I'm India, and we're going to start off with our weekend recap. I hate everybody. Hi, how are you? It's been a very busy week for me. You know, I've been trying to be all things to everybody, and I got to Thursday, and I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm not doing it no more.
Basically being a black woman.
Basically, let the church say.
And mind you, Karen is wrapped up.
I'm sorry. I'm so rude. I'm so rude. We have a special guest.
J. Blige. Scary J. Blige. Scary J. Blige.
Shakarance J. Blige. She wants to be your lover and your secretary, all right?
Okay.
Working every day of the week.
Every day of the week.
I need at least 2 days off, but we'll talk about that.
No. She said every day of the week. So my Friday, I was washed and I avoided people. It was great.
Okay.
And then Saturday, it was a self-care day. I slept in. I allegedly cleaned my house.
How did you allegedly?
Because I started off with good intentions. And then
You
I'm
cleaned
just
around stuff? You ain't moved that? Okay.
It could go pancakes. Like, I just did it. Listen, I made myself. My first mistake was I made me a really heavy breakfast. I made me some good cheddar cheese grits and some bacon. And after I ate that, I was like, man, screw this house. It'll still be here when I wake back up. So, you know.
Sorry, Ty.
Bacon.
It's bacon. She's still on the no
told you to
meat.
give up meat?
Well. Church finger.
We're not going to do like her.
We're not.
We're going to support you as you
Thank you.
You keep eating.
I'm still
eating your bacon. You're faking in your tofu.
Says Karen H.
Karen H.
Damn, you done moved down, buddy.
I know, just punch me on that.
Sheesh. And then today I had a busy day. I had a sorority event to go to. We facilitated a program for teenagers, and I would just like to say I don't want to talk to another teenager for at least 3 to 6 years. So there's that. Who would like to go next?
I'll go next. This is Karen.
Can you take it off so people know when you
She got warned.
My weekend was pretty chill. My weeks are usually more exciting than my weekends, I'm finding. So, I remember I told you guys before how I was coaching middle school basketball.
Oh gosh.
And the miscreants. But we actually got it together long enough to make it to the championship.
Okay.
Yes. We ended up losing. I won't talk about why we lost.
Okay.
But it's good. It's good. We made some progress. So I'm looking forward to the next league. The next one that starts will be high schoolers. So y'all just keep me lifted in prayer. Because
just keep emergency snacks in your car.
Yes. Because I'm just not. The middle schoolers was a lot. So I just don't know what to expect from these high school girls. So just keep.
Are you in witness protection?
I just want to know.
Just for our podcast.
Is there bail money and how much I can get for turning you in?
Oh,
word! I like that.
I'm for the come up.
Okay.
Look at how quick
I like that. Hey.
Well, my glasses on. Listen, exactly. Hello. My name is Shakisha. You can find me. Okay, you can play this game.
I feel like for the people who are listening, what you don't know is we're actually shooting this for YouTube today as well.
Yes.
So you get our podcast on Tuesday, and then we'll also have the video of us recording the podcast live. And Shakarance is wrapped up in the Mary J. Blige scarf with big glasses.
Trying to be your lover and your secretary.
Working every day of the week.
Every day of the week.
By the end of this video, I'm going to give up work.
Well, all right. Moving on.
Keisha, please.
Okay. So,
oh, Jesus.
This weekend started off really, really cool. I actually caught some sales.
Oh, come on. I love a good sale.
I love a good sale.
Wait a minute. Details.
Some
people be like, well, this is on sale, so I'm not really spending money.
No.
Listen. The gotcha.
I bought a $30 winter coat that started off at $130.
Oh, okay. That's a good damn sale.
Thank you very much.
Yep. Winter's almost over, but yep.
Exactly.
For next year.
Exactly. For next year.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went to Toys R Us because they're going out of
Do
business.
they have Nerf guns on sale yet?
They do.
Ask me for a friend.
30% off.
I'm asking for me.
30% off.
30% off.
I don't know, I'm in
Depends
there.
on.
Oh, my friend is in there. Excuse me. Yes.
Depends on some of that.
Oh, my friend.
My friend is in there. My friend is in there.
We gonna come back here. She gonna have a nail gun busted up in the corner.
My friend is
Oh
in
my
there.
gosh, my friend is in there.
I'm sure to have
So, I'm about to make out my Christmas list for Scoop Off for next year and buy all of that stuff and put it in my storage because you can't beat toys at 70% off.
That's actually not a bad idea. I'm just saying.
You look like a fake ass version of The View. or The Talk.
Can I be Whoopi?
Ha! If you want to. Well,
if you come in,
I think you'll probably be The Talk. Oh, wait, Sister Circle.
What's that? The other one. I know what you're talking about.
It's the all quad.
Have I said Squad on there?
Yeah.
What channel does that come on? Like, where can I?
I don't know. I always wanted a moment like that on camera.
Please tell me more.
You know what?
Squirrely as hell. Squirrely. So, and then I had a birthday party for my nephew, and then I actually chilled out on Saturday. Like, we didn't have many plans, and I enjoyed it. We binge watched a lot of stuff, and I left my house once, and I was happy about
See,
it.
it's great. Isn't that great?
And then I did some baking. So
I did Thursday. I just randomly decided to bake 3 dozen cookies.
I wanted some brownie. Well, my husband wanted some brownie cookie bars, which I haven't made in years, but yeah, brownie cookie bars and lemon cake.
So we ain't getting them?
Lemon cake
That
happens
was
to be
about
one
to
of my
be my
favorite
next-
cakes.
I can make some. I'm sorry.
Oh.
She talking
You
about
see
turning
this?
in.
You see? Oh
my God.
We're reporting her to the Queen's Court.
Listen,
Okay.
No, I don't want to go there.
Neither do I, sober, because you know.
Yeah,
Department of Homeland Security, terrorism.
Says the person. with
Wrapped
the
up in the
wrap on.
witness protection gear.
Like,
That's terroristic. To not share baked goods.
I can't.
Weekend cancel. Okay, so I guess it's my turn.
Yes.
It's me,
It is.
Tanisha, normally the squirrel wrangler of the group. Not today.
Today she has abandoned her
Not
position
today.
as a squirrel.
Allegedly.
I am Queen Squirrel today because, listen,
Squirrel
I had
chief.
a really, really packed weekend and I'm stretched very thin.
Oh.
I'm stretched thin. I committed too many things and that's my own fault. So Friday, I did skating. Saturday, went to the Bee Expo, and then my aunt had a 65th birthday party. Today, which is Sunday, I did bridesmaids dress shopping.
Shopping.
Deep sigh. We're
That was the
recording
Negro
the
spiritual
podcast. Yes, now. And then tomorrow, Monday, I'm going to the concert. So
Yes!
Oh,
Big
Oh, yeah,
Crit.
Big
Big
Crit.
Crit.
the whole block of it.
Yeah.
And I won't get any relief until like Wednesday because I have client stuff Monday and Tuesday.
Oh,
wow.
oh man. You-
Pray for me.
We
yeah,
got you.
yeah, lift it up.
We got you.
Life of
Take
black
me
woman.
to the king. I don't have much to bring.
Well.
Okay.
Take
All
care
right.
of what you got.
Now what this start for?
I mean, I'm halfway there.
She's the offerer.
And the altar.
Yeah, she's the offerer. Lord, what can you give me for
So,
this? What can you do with it?
I'm halfway there. So, you know.
What can you give me for this?
I found this one running astray. I thought this was like the recycling place. So you turn it in, you get a nickel. What can you give me?
It's like it's good aluminum. It's good aluminum.
This is the good melanin. What can you give me?
It's the good melody.
It's high quality.
See, I told you.
High
Queen
quality
Squirrel.
good. My Lord. Okay. So we have some very interesting topics to cover for you this week. So the first thing is we've been.
Booyaka!
What the hell?
Okay.
Okay, I'm done.
This is going to be a very long
And
episode.
if you guys are wondering, this is us all the time. Like, this is not even a show for our YouTube
This is-
channel. Like,
This is the group
This
chat
is group
live.
chat
This is
on
what podcast is.
Like,
Yes.
channel crack.
Pretty much.
It is ridiculous.
So we've been asked a lot since we started the show, how we all know each other.
Who's asking this?
People who listen.
One person.
I'm about to say.
No, just joking.
I'm about to say who asked.
every
We
time.
got global listeners though. Excuse me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to the global listeners.
Right. We see you. We see you.
Was that a church?
Synced. Synced.
But no, every time I tell like people like, oh, listen to our podcast, they always say, well, how do you guys know each other?
It's like,
And
oh,
so
real.
that's how.
So
maybe
So
we
who
can
wants to
explain.
start?
6 degrees of the Shenopsis.
I think we should start with the person who was the brains behind this
The
idea.
Beyonce.
Lord
And
Jesus.
clearly that was me. So what I did was I was at home chilling, minding my business.
Listen,
Go ahead, Karen.
Lord.
So, I wanted to do a podcast for a very long time. No, I'm gonna keep this up until I'm ready. Until my spirit moves me to not be Mary J. Blige anymore.
If anybody knows whether Karen is wanted, please let me know because I got some student loans I can pay off with that right now.
So,
At the Shenopsis.
And Gina.
Just slide in.
Go ahead.
You know. Go ahead.
I've always wanted to do a podcast,
Ooh,
This is
and
cheap chocolate.
one day,
I'm sorry.
squirrel. One day, we were, I forget whose Facebook it was, but somebody made a comment, and then the comments, it was Keisha made a comment. Keisha has a history of making very shady comments
Yep.
Yes.
that lead to
In
other
written
foolishness.
form and verbal.
Exactly.
Yep.
So on this particular Facebook status, Keisha said something, and then India followed up, and I was like, you know what? This would be pretty funny to do a podcast. And I always have thought Ty was absolutely hilarious. So one day we all got together in a little Starbucks.
Yep.
Shout out to that Starbucks.
The black Starbucks.
Yeah, the black Starbucks.
It was the Black Star.
If you live in South Jersey near the
You
train
know where
Camden
it's at.
area,
Y'all
you know where it is.
You know
right next to the Walmart
The little
and
Havana
the mall.
Walmart.
Yeah.
You know.
You know.
Where everybody showed with their Jordans matching their bonnet, matching their pajama
Mama,
pants.
that's never pajama pants. I was getting that. Yep.
Side note,
That's it.
I worked at that Walmart. I was a manager at that Walmart when it
Really?
first started.
Voluntarily.
When it first started, like I helped build the shelving and everything before it became Black Walmart.
Oh, okay.
So there was a time when it wasn't like
Yes.
ridiculous.
Mhm.
There was
For
a
the
time when
first
it
2
wasn't
weeks.
ridiculous.
Well, I think all Walmarts have the first 2 weeks,
Yeah.
but
And
then
it
it's
goes to
you
hell
still
after that.
Walmart.
There's
You're
the
Walmart.
restaurants.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I try to have that argument with some people, and they're content with saying that some Walmarts are absolutely different than others.
No.
To
Some of the
me-
super Walmarts are actually nice.
They're all the same.
Some of the super Walmarts are nice.
The people who are coming here are coming to get a deal.
Right, basically.
Hello.
Anything that ends
Cheap.
in
I'm gonna keep
98.
doing that.
Hit them with the Instagram.
Yeah.
Effects.
The more you know.
Exactly. But yes, that's how our podcast started. We all met, fleshed out our ideas.
So
We all went to high
originally you
school.
didn't want to be, you
Yeah.
wanted it to be a video thing.
Oh yeah,
But
I did. Is that
We
yes,
talked
I
you,
forgot about that.
and by we I mean me.
yes. I
Talked
wanted
you
it to
into
be
the
a
podcast.
YouTube
Yeah.
situation. 'Cause
I mean,
YouTube is,
We're moving to it.
21 episodes later.
Yes.
There we go.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
And you're not even showing your face.
You're welcome.
Hey, it's it.
I know what I look like. You're welcome.
Do that? Because
Some
there's
of them
people who
don't.
listen to us who don't know us.
And then they have to keep watching to find out if one day I might reveal who I am.
Find
I'm
out
gonna
on
keep
the
this
next
up every episode.
of
A
Dragon
new-
Ball Z.
A new costume every episode. I got a crown in my closet. Don't lie.
Okay.
So we all went to high school.
Yes.
High school, Karen and I played basketball together.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
We hooped. We weren't exceptionally close in school,
No.
but we were friendly.
But Ty was the clown. So
Yes.
I actually won class clown.
Yes.
And I was also president.
Yes, yes, you was.
Yes.
Yes, she was.
Ty was a part of. We were all a part of the same class. Me,
Yes.
myself, Keisha,
Class of
and Ty.
2003.
Shout out to y'all.
Right.
Allegedly.
Well, you see how class of 02 is behaving.
Allegedly.
You see.
Behaving.
Allegedly.
Okay.
You
Shade.
see.
Anyway.
Me and Keisha are actually best friends.
We are.
We've been best friends since like 7th grade, I think it was. You know, it was sort of like what is it? Forrest Gump. You can sit here. And then,
Absolutely right.
You know what I'm saying? Can't sit here. Seat's taken. And then she's like, you can sit here. And then we've been best friends ever since. And
Oh my
shenanigans
God.
have ensued.
That is so
Since.
funny. You're absolutely
That's
right. I forgot
really
about that.
how it started.
That
It's
is
so
so
funny.
funny.
So funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we were all like been friends with each other on social media and all this other stuff. Like I knew who Karen was and we followed each other on social media, but like I think the first time I saw her in person since high school was when we met up to start talking about the show.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Side note, Karen has been my, a little bit. We have trained in the gym a little bit.
A little bit.
Like a teaspoon worth.
Karen has been
Like a
a little
teaspoon,
bit.
yeah.
Just to like salt, but
Yeah,
just a little bit of a.
like a little bit. So we kept in contact since high school,
Yes, yes.
on and off.
Mhm.
And I've been through to Amber's annual
Barbecue.
barbecues.
I'm finna
and
slide up
there.
in there.
Yes, y'all all have to come this year.
I would like to be
Slide up in
invited.
there.
Yes, me and Keisha are play cousins.
Yes, we are.
We've
Yes,
been
we
play
are.
cousins for quite some time.
Yeah.
She comes and supports my basketball games.
I
and-
do. And choreograph Beyonce routine.
Yes, yes.
Wait,
What? I'm trying to do
wait,
this.
wait,
We got
wait.
cheerleaders. Yeah.
Wait.
No,
The shoulders.
Wait.
I'm trying to do it.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Look at this. Dive. She don't know if she want to be married. Listen, if you want to be married,
Beyonce.
If you're gonna be Mary J. Blige, I need stiff
Mary
knees.
Clarence.
Sister Mary.
I need the stiff knees and the.
You know.
Y'all gonna stop hating on my Aunt Mary. 'Cause Mary
Get my
gets
little
down.
She got some new moves though.
She
No, she
killing
don't.
it. I don't care what
No,
she
she
does.
don't.
And then her
She
legs be
don't.
looking all long and nice in her boots and stuff. Her
Right.
outfits always be
Yo,
rocking.
her thigh-high boot game is
Okay.
undeniable.
All right then.
Undeniable.
Yeah.
She
But
just trying
she
to
still
serve.
can't bend them knees.
She
Slide
can't.
some
She can't.
oil to me.
Next.
So, funny story. Actually, Karen and I were following each other somehow on social media.
Uh-huh.
And then I actually had like a dream that Karen was my cousin.
Oh.
It was like way back when. I was
And now
like,
y'all play cousins.
right. And I was just like, I think I tweeted her like, I had a dream that you and I were cousins. And ever since then, we've been like play cousins.
Well, that's precious.
Yeah.
In dream speak, that means.
Give
Because I know I
breakdown.
interpret
Give us a
your
breakdown.
dreams. Because that's my jam.
Give us a breakdown.
Go ahead.
Squirrel.
Cousins are people who are an extension of your family.
Mhm.
So if I have a dream of someone being my cousin, it means that in some way we're going to have a connection that feels related wise. So you'll be there for each other, you'll support each other. So if you think about it, when you ain't seen like one of your cousins in a while, it's
Yeah.
like, like that's one of your favorite
They
people
was your
outside of
first
your
friend.
natural,
Yeah.
you know, brothers and sisters. So,
Right. Okay.
So look at she had the foresight before this even became a thing.
You know, come on, I like it. I like it.
So how did
I didn't do poetry. Why are y'all snapping?
Because it was
I like
cool.
snap.
Cool
Okay.
thing to do.
It
Cool
was,
thing
you
to
know,
do.
it
Cool
was a
thing
deep
to do.
All
one.
right.
You know,
Okay.
we're just gonna keep it going.
Okay.
So
We're not gonna clap. We're gonna snap.
Were you into eye friends in high school?
She's friends with my other best friend. It's like I was strange in high school because everybody knew who I was, but like I only hung out with you and my other best friend, and that's it.
That's
Because
true.
I don't like people. So
Yeah.
everybody knew who I was, and then the person I was dating, that was the other problem. So people, people
I
still.
did not know you dated that particular individual.
Me either.
And
Which
he
shows
and I were really like
How good I
friendly.
minded my business.
Yep.
Touche.
Touche.
How deep in the cut I kept myself.
Hello.
Because I'm just like, all right, well, you can be the popular one. I'm fine with staying out to the side. I'm going to read my book and listen to this Anita Baker and Mama because I tell you, I was the only 14-year-old in high school listening to Anita Baker.
No, you was
On
not.
my
No, you
disc,
wasn't.
on my compact disc.
Oh, you
That's
probably
me.
was.
Yeah.
You
Ooh,
was,
yes.
Yo,
Jamming.
that was the move on the bus.
Struggling, trying to fit it in my
That,
pocket.
that was the move
Woo.
on the bus. When you had to sit on the bus and you
Girl.
were talking to people,
Mm.
you had to this man.
I put my earmuffs on and
Was
just
it anti-skip?
I can't hear you. So yeah, that's pretty much how all of us know each other. And
But for me,
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
I don't know. I was very close friends with your other friend because she always did my hair.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, being a hooper,
Yeah.
because I used to hoop.
Here we go.
I can't tell. Hold on. Oh, hold on, Karen.
This is the belly laugh. This is the belly laugh. Do you see the belly? She must She must
Yeah, I was garbage. I just want to be honest. But let me tell you what, though, I could steal a ball like nobody's business.
Well.
That wasn't my forte, but yeah, I was friends with everybody. Like I knew a lot of people because I was popular, but I think everybody had their little core group of friends.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how we know each other.
Yeah, I think you
Went
and I
to
had
high
a few
school?
classes together.
Yeah,
I remember you.
It was certain people.
I don't think we're our friends.
That didn't sound shitty as hell. I remember you.
No, I remember Keisha always having a smile. Really? Always being goofy.
Girl,
Yes.
you used to smile with your entire face, and I
Yes.
would just be standing there like, why are you this happy?
Daria.
Yeah.
Why are you? No,
That's
dead
actually
ass.
funny.
Dead
I
ass.
wanted to be your friend, but I was like so awkward in high school.
But I was like awkward too. I just owned that shit.
Right. But
I'm weird. Hey! Who's weird too? Hey, hey, hey!
Oh, okay. All right.
That was that.
Well then. So yeah, that's pretty much
That's how
the
we
6
know each other.
degrees of the Shenopsis, and now we're here giving you all the shenanigans that.
Doing transitions on one of our episodes, and they just raked me through the coals. So ever since then, guess who's the Simon of transitions?
But I just want to know when you became the Russian judge.
I just want to know this. I mean, I like the party.
What?
I like the party. All right, go ahead, tee it up.
Right. So moving right along. Since we're finally all 4 of us are back together, and all 4 of us have seen it, we can now discuss
Finally,
Black Panther. And we have a couple of things we want to discuss. So the first thing is, what did everybody think about it?
I saw it 3 times.
Right.
1, 2, 3, and I went to the Apollo and saw Chadwick Boseman and Lupita talk about it, and that made it even better.
Loop, come on now.
I want to see it one more time in 3D, then I'm done.
Yes, I've seen it twice.
Then I can bootleg it.
No, yeah.
Okay.
I've seen it 3 times. Once in
4 times?
I'm about to say. So what's
You
the
can buy
threshold?
the
Because I'm
DVD.
waiting.
It ain't gonna be ready.
It's not.
What if I want to see it after again?
What's the threshold?
You
How many
can-
times I have to see
you
it
can
before I can
wait.
watch it on the 5?
I feel like 3.
3? Good. I
I feel
made
like
that threshold. So I've seen it twice and once in 3D.
We're not
And
trying.
I can literally see. I can watch it every time it comes on and find
Right.
something new or something different that I didn't pick up on the first 3 times that I saw it.
That's
Right,
right.
right.
I know. I think it's just an amazing.
But when
movie.
it comes out, I will buy it as well.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna own it.
Okay.
I'm going.
As long as you're actually going to purchase the real
Oh,
DVD.
yeah.
Listen, of that $1 billion+ they made, they got at least 30 out of me.
They got a good cut of change
Okay.
from this table of ladies.
Yes.
So I saw it twice, and the first time I saw it, it was in 3D, and I had colonizers sitting next to me. So every time some super black shit happened on the screen, I would kind of just look at them like, you wish you could. You wish I don't know where
I
this
couldn't
came
be wasting
from.
my black business.
Listen, it was certain things. It was certain things.
When it
Like
came
that
out,
part when Shuri was just like, "What are those?" They didn't get it.
Really?
So me and my brother are cracking up.
Did the colonizers start that joke?
I think so.
So they. Okay.
I don't know.
Might not
So they didn't get it. They're like, I don't get it. They're sneakers. I'm just like, okay, this wasn't for you children, but whatever. But I was one of those people who kind of dressed up because me and my brother went on Thursday because I don't play those reindeer games about Marvel movies. Like I already bought my Infinity War tickets because I don't play these games.
I was considering buying those.
Listen, I bought them Friday. I don't play these games.
There's a tweet that's floating around that tells you what order you should watch the Marvel movies in just to catch up on them. I think I'm considering doing that.
Few of them finna die in Infinity War because they getting old.
Yeah,
They have to.
They have to because
Thanos.
Iron Man,
Purple
Thor,
Bruce Willis.
like
I don't
y'all.
think Iron Man is one of the ones.
You don't think so? I think he on the
Bro.
chopping block.
Are you
I've
kidding me?
also read articles about Letitia Wright taking over the Iron Man franchise.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
they were saying they wanted to introduce them
Yeah.
in the series.
Yeah.
Be like, hey, because we about to come over and run shit.
Take everything.
Thank you. But I was one of those people who we dressed up. So me and my brother, we wore dashikis to the whitest movie theater we could find,
Hello.
which is in Morristown.
Morristown.
Yep.
Or Marlton.
And we showed up. We had our dashikis on, and there was a cute little moment between the one black kid who worked at the movies, because me and my brother are standing in the concession line. I mean, we snuck stuff in, but I wanted to make it look like I was actually buying stuff.
I didn't make it look
I don't like making it look like that.
So
You got napkins?
Yep. Pretty much.
Where you straw at?
Where you straw?
Pretty much. So there was a black kid come in to go do something at the front area where they're checking tickets, and I guess him and my brother made eye contact, and the little boy was just like, "Yeah, man, I like it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I said, this is so precious, just having such a black ass moment, and all these white people looking around like,
I don't understand.
I thought we were just talking about kids.
I was told by coming to Apple, I can speak to a representative.
We getting canceled.
So thank you guys for watching this. This has been fun.
Shakishas?
I feel like every episode,
We always say we're gonna get canceled.
y'all try to figure out how to increase the offense. I feel like y'all do this.
take up one.
Right. Everyone. It's like, oh, the bar is here. Hold my foot.
Yes.
Y'all don't ever hear
Give me a running start.
You know how, like, back in the day, you had to hold somebody.
Exactly. Hold my
These
foot.
two right here.
I mean, I may or may not.
Look at this. Yes.
I may or may not hear any of every time I'm about to say something ridiculous. Like, just to see how ridiculous I can be.
Sure you do.
Whatever.
I gotta say, the first time that I did see it, I went to see it 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
I paid y'all money.
Yep.
So I will be,
Bootlegging.
I was the first time, I gotta say, I watched it with bias because I was a little extra sensitive about who was in there and if anyone was being offended and that kind of thing. So I really couldn't take the movie in for what it was. And even through that lens, it still made a real good impact.
Okay.
And I was just like overwhelmed by it because it's something that we've never seen on that scale before.
Right.
So I don't think that anyone could unpack the impact in that moment. What you say?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, so the first time was just like,
glasses on, Karen.
Yeah.
Black Lord.
the second time it was just like, oh yes, I don't care who's in the theater with me, I'm having a good time. Like the third time was even better because it was just like, even though you know what's coming next, it's just like you said, you can see something new every time. Yeah.
I got emotional when they were doing the ceremony and they looked
At
up.
the waterfall?
Yeah.
I want that on my wall.
When they were doing that, I was just like, oh my God, I love our culture so goddamn much. Like, I love us so much. And like, my brother
was it called Ancestor Falls or?
I don't remember what
They
name
called
of
it
was.
something.
Yeah,
But,
they called it
But like when they saw it, I'm just like, you see all of these people
and they
here.
vibrate.
Exactly, all that energy and stuff like that. And it's one of those things where it does not matter where you are and if you know the black people well enough that are around you, it's certain things that we all get along with. So like certain music and things like that, you could put on a certain song and there would be somebody sitting next to you you've never met before in your life.
Yeah.
And you very well exactly hit a good 2-step with you.
Yeah.
Just off the strength of we both black, we both like this song. This plays at our family reunion every year. You
And
know
that
what I
was
mean?
something that Chadwick said at the Apollo thing. He was like, Ta-Nehisi Coates did the speaking, so he was asking them questions, and he said, "What does this movie mean to you? Like, why was it so important?" He said, "Let me paint a picture for you." He said, "I've been on some movie scenes where I go to get my haircut, and I get in the trailer." And the barber has all of their guards out.
Right.
And he was like, and the barber will be sitting there like, maybe I should use this one, maybe I should do this
Right.
one. And he said to himself, he like, well, if you don't know, maybe you shouldn't be cutting my hair.
Right.
So even being a star, they don't even take the extra initiative to make sure. He said that some artists have had to wear a wig for the duration of the movie because they will jack their hair up. So he said, so you go from that to being on the scene, and he described how at one point the drummers start playing Drop It Like It's Hot. And then they said Snoop, and he was like, and even the extras, everybody. So even inside of it being a black movie, it was still diverse because we had different races, I mean, not races, but you had it from different places. He was like, but then everybody, once that beat dropped, everybody was like, Snoop!
Like everybody
yes.
song.
So to be a part of that, so you got West Caribbeans there, you have Africans there, you have Guyanese, like you have so many different cultures inside of that umbrella, and they all were together on there. I was just like, man, that's so powerful.
That's really dope.
Yeah.
That's really dope.
So, random thought. So how some actors had to wear wigs. Do you think that's why Tyler Perry people?
Woo! She tried it. You tell us, Medea expert.
I mean, I never thought of that.
Because when he did that, he did that trifling. Remember when?
They damn sure that
the
Shamar
braids,
the cornrows. Yes.
They was just worried about the body oil in that movie.
Clearly.
Keep him oiled
So
up.
they're saying like the set designers, the wardrobe designers, the hair stylists, all of those people knew who they were dealing with.
Right.
And he was like, now when I go to a set, I bring my own barber. He was like, but for a lot of other people who may not have that budget or something like that, they have to deal with what's given to them.
You know
and
what?
that just was just like earth shattering. Like, you don't
Niecy
even do
Nash
that.
said something about that because she was on RuPaul's
Drag Race?
podcast.
Oh,
she was on the podcast. And she was talking about how she has to do her own makeup because there are some makeup artists who do not complement brown skin and can't do darker skins.
Yeah.
They don't bring the stuff that you need to even do a person of color's makeup
That's
properly.
not the first time
So
I've
she
heard
has
that.
her own makeup bag, and sometimes for certain I forget what show it was she said it was, but for certain show, was it Reno 911? Because that's the one she was on the longest.
That sounds
Yeah,
about right.
So for Reno 911, I believe it is, she was doing her own makeup on Reno 911.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm saying that's crazy, because that wasn't that long ago, that show.
No.
And the fact that like makeup is grown and all this other stuff, but somebody like Niecy Nash, who is a household name,
Mm-hmm.
she
I
yeah.
think she
I
is.
love me some Niecy, but I don't know.
I think from the Reno
Yeah, she
911
is.
aspect,
I thought she was,
and remember she had that
She was in Selma too.
she was in Selma, and then
But
she had that Home Improvement
yeah,
show.
and I love that show. That show was like
Niecy
No,
Nash
I
fixed
don't
my life,
think-
or Niecy Nash I'm dirty, whatever
Yeah.
the name of the show.
No, it was Clean House. Clean House.
There you
There
go.
Clean
See,
House.
I knew it was something about being
Niecy
dirty.
Nash, I'm dirty.
And even the lighting.
Now.
Right.
Like, a lot of lighting is based off of white skin.
Right.
So you have a lot of shows where black people will look flat
Washed out,
or
ashy,
even if
or
you're
gray.
if you have more deeper tones of melanin,
Mhm.
you won't even be able to see like
Right.
you know what I
No,
mean?
dead ass.
No, you're right.
Because like there is some like Lupita's skin in that
Yes.
movie. My God.
Child.
My God. Actually,
You could
everybody's
just
skin.
feel all the shea butter.
Like, what scene was it? I think the scene
In the
was
3D version, you can reach out.
I could smell all the
Moisturize your
butters.
own
I
skin.
could smell the scene where they were fighting in the casino,
Yes.
and I saw her with that green dress on and her hair. I said, my God, she's so well moisturized. Like, I just want to be that moisturized when I grow up. I really do. What else? I also like the strength of the black women in this entire movie, because there was
Y'all want to
no.
get into the text?
Oh, okay.
Let's get into
Sure.
the text.
So, shortly after the movie came out, one of my best friends sent me a text giving me his perspective on Black Panther. I'll read a little bit of what he said. He said there was an underlying theme that bothered him a bit.
Mm-hmm.
He says, in most superhero power stories, you have a guy who has a mighty power that is revered. With that usually comes a love interest. So we have Spider-Man and Mary Jane, Superman, Lois Lane, Batman, Rachel Dawes. So for the most part, the guys have to keep back from fully engaging in their love interest for the greater good, and also to protect them from the harm that comes with being their loved one. The love interest still persists and wants part of that life. And he says, in a sense, they fully commit and profess their love for the hero. Now, in the Black Panther, we have Nakia, who is T'Challa's love interest.
Mm-hmm.
And he says she never truly professes her love for T'Challa to him. We see that she loves him, but she never really professes that to him. Her reasoning is that she cannot commit because of the greater good she must do out there. He said that pissed him off because the guy is a king. He is mighty and powerful. He is from the jump showing and telling her he loves her. Yet this woman still won't profess her love to him.
Neither did he.
And they were broken up when the movie started.
Listen. So he says it's continuing the notion that black women can't trust the black man to hold the throne and make the decisions necessary to guide the people and her for that matter. Also, that the independent black woman is stubborn and has reached a place where she is because the lack of family structure and not having that role example to live by.
I'm gonna go ahead and squeeze my
So is there more?
Is there more?
He says that's our reality, but it'd have to be portrayed that way in a fantasy as well.
We collectively did not read it that way.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I'll just start. So when he says, you know, this man is a king and she never professed to him that she loved him, never once in that movie did T'Challa, and I saw it 3 times, did he say, I love you.
Uh-huh.
She was actually the first to say it at the end of the movie when it was, you know, they said it together.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But as far as him bending over backwards, one of the things that I liked about the conversation was this. In the original version of the book, Nakia is in love with T'Challa. So much so she's obsessed by it. Ryan chose not to do that because in his eyes, he's always witnessed black women be strong.
Right.
And if we look at other superheroes, all of those women were never equal to
No.
the superhero.
They always
Right.
needed to be
So
saved
exactly,
in some way, shape, or form.
exactly. And that is something that we are finding out as a culture. Women don't want to be always viewed as needing to be saved.
I'm about to throw this. My God.
We don't want, we're tired of it. And as much as Disney has done it for us of the princess needing to be saved, it's also done it to boys thinking that we need to be saved.
Right.
Yeah.
To the point where they can't even see us as equals, and the only role that they have in their lives for us is love,
interest.
not
Yeah.
as a partnership.
Exactly.
So that was kind of why I didn't agree with his interpretation of it. It was just like, as a black woman, we have to save everyone.
Right.
No one ever asked us who we want to be or what we want.
Right.
Exactly.
This was a woman who got to choose, and she still got love.
Right.
She didn't have to sacrifice who she was,
Right.
and she still got love.
Exactly.
So,
And I think for me, when we were discussing this in the group chat, I think for me it was, had she went all in with T'Challa or whatever the case may be, now you're asking her to put her calling
exactly.
to rest.
Uh-huh.
Like,
Right.
this is, and this was her heart's calling. You could tell in the movie how passionate she was about helping other people.
Uh-huh.
And it was actually, you could tell that they were supposed to be together because this is how he was able to expand. Going back to our conversation a few weeks ago about how your woman will cause you to move in a different direction.
Oh.
So her calling was what he was able to now bless the community based off of what her heart wanted to do.
Right.
And
So
it
that-
challenged his traditional
Exactly.
views.
And
It challenged him. Yes.
And so it was
That hit you in your shundo? When it hit you in the shundo.
And so I don't think it was necessarily a trust thing because I think it was also a purpose thing that they didn't say why they had been broken up.
Exactly.
And I also want to point out that in this movie, he kept asking her to give up what she loved.
That's
Right.
it.
He kept asking. He never
Come
said,
back.
I love you,
Right.
or this and that.
He
He
was like,
just
"You
kept
can come
saying,
here."
come back here. Do this, do that. And
I
he
want
wasn't
you by my
listening.
side. I
Right.
want you here.
Right.
Exactly.
And it was only when he allowed himself to say, well, you know what? She is her own person. I should meet her halfway.
Exactly.
Then she opened up. That's all we want.
That's it.
So, you know, come on.
I think
Brother text message.
the
Text message.
one thing that stood out to me about that is that we're always expected to be the one to have the professions of love and all this
Yes.
other stuff, and how we have to be the ones to be like, oh well, I love you, and then
Where's
that's
your
just-
vulnerability?
Right.
You like that?
Right. And I don't understand. There are different ways of telling somebody that you love them.
Mm-hmm.
So her trying to help him see that there are other ways that they can help people and not just keeping Wakanda sectioned off like they have been, and how they can help other people. That was showing him like, listen, I care for you enough to show you that there are other ways that we can grow and develop.
But the other thing is this. There are people who will say to you, till the cows come home, that I love you.
Uh-huh.
And their
Yes.
actions don't match
Exactly.
up.
Come on.
She was gathering the
Everybody.
Look, my man
Everybody.
is gone.
Right.
We gonna gather these folks and go get my man.
If that's not
And
love,
if that's
I don't
not
know
love,
what
I
it
don't
is.
know what it is.
I don't know what
So
it
if she didn't have to say I love you to the end, but this is what she did. She didn't just say, oh well, he fell off the cliff. What we gonna do?
Right.
She was like, well, she ran over to Okoye. Come on, Okoye, let's go. And Okoye is like, boo, I gotta protect the throne.
That was another important dynamic too.
Yep.
Because Okoye was tradition, like she served her country,
Uh-huh.
and then Nakia was saving the country.
Yep.
So it
Exactly.
showed that those two different
But it
perspectives.
took them to come
work
and meeting together in the middle for them to actually save it, because Wakabi's trick ass.
I would have been more open to his argument if he would have used Okoye and her dude. Cause he straight up asked her, like, yeah, Wakabi, like, yo, you would kill me? No, without a second thought. And that's what women are always forced with. If you think about it, we're always forced with rising above and doing the right thing.
Right.
Sometimes, fuck you, man.
That's it.
Sometimes.
That's it.
Why do we always have, like, it's always on a woman?
I just don't want to.
Sometimes it's always on a woman to always do the best, to do the right thing. Just like, you know, First Lady said, they go low, we go high. Sometimes, fuck you.
Take it to
Sometimes the low. Sometimes you about to be limboing out this motherfucker.
And I think also looking at, I think also, we're losing it. We're losing it. Sometimes, and then if you look at the political climate that we're in, the social climate that we're in, we are in the time of Me Too.
Yes.
We are in the time of, you know,
Time's
Up. So these things are striking a chord.
I don't know if I'm good. I'm not good enough. I don't know if I'm strong enough because I feel like I gotta run.
What?
I want me to spear. If you coming back and everything taken care of, you might be alright.
I want me a spear so I can just slam that joint down and be like, huh!
Wait, okay. So one of my favorite moments was Okoye and that daggone rhinoceros. She was like, "You better not try me today." And that thing was like, "I'm sorry, sis."
It looked the right. My favorite was when they was in the casino and she snatched that wig off.
Yes,
but the music, like when she started going like this and the music was like choo 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 choo.
Yeah.
I was like, it's about to go down here every time. I'm like, oh.
But the fact that she said that she was uncomfortable in that wig was like,
I really enjoyed that they did not allow European standards of beauty to be in this movie.
Okay,
yes.
all right. So now I'm gonna throw a little oil in the fire.
Go ahead.
So we've been hearing on the Twitter sphere these different actresses
I forgot
saying,
about this.
you know, basically I stepped aside because I'm light skinned and it should go to a dark skinned person. And then another actress saying I'm light skinned, I should get whatever because I'm a black woman.
She got Karen.
Oh, so everybody.
People, Karen did cover up her whole face.
Well, let me talk to y'all. Have y'all seen this on the Twitter with the actresses?
This is so weird because
I'm trying to read. Do I gotta bring up text messages?
No.
Yes, because we was tired by it. It did.
I'm over this whole. I'm standing on my light skin right to say I moved myself to allow you brown people to be here in this movie.
I didn't read it like that though.
The first girl, that's exactly how she the first girl absolutely was.
Amanda Love.
I didn't read it that way.
No?
I read that, and maybe it's the way I read it. I read that she was just like, okay, I see all of these brown people. This is not a position for me. So there was
Amanda?
Yeah.
Amanda said she basically damn near got the role and gave it over to somebody else.
That's what I mean. But her saying but the reason why she gave it over was like.
But the thing is, you didn't almost get the role though. That's my thing.
It's conflicting reports because Chadwick basically said that he picked Letitia for that.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Well, I didn't
And
hear
then here comes. Well, I actually had it and I stepped aside.
Wow. So she basically saying like I
Right.
had it and I gave it to something. Like she did a favor. Like.
Okay, no, okay. I didn't hear about that part because they wanted Ava to direct, and Ava was like, "I'm not going to tell this story." She said, "I don't feel like it's appropriate for me to tell a story of a black man. I'm out." But I want you to go get a black man to tell the story of a black man because there's now questions about whether Ryan Coogler will direct 2.
He better.
We're not coming if he don't.
And beyond.
We want it the same way.
And I think, and Will Packer was like, Will Packer said, y'all better make sure.
You packing up your stuff? You packing up your stuff?
She don't want to be our lover and our secretary.
It just never.
She packing up well. But no, he said.
Will Packer didn't he do Girl Street?
Yeah.
Yeah. He said, if y'all don't get Ryan Coogler, y'all gotta go find another black man to direct this because.
Why would you switch up what's work? Well, clearly it works.
Right.
We passed the $1 billion.
Yeah. I mean, well, I think and this is.
I think that's where we have some say so.
I think this is speculation. They said that Ryan Coogler could pass on that. I don't see him doing it.
I doubt it.
I doubt it. I don't see him doing it.
I know he better ask for more money.
Yes.
All of
them.
because Chadwick Boseman was only paid $800,000. $1,000 for this role.
Really? I heard he was the only one who made $1 million.
I love us for real.
I told you.
I love us.
We're not doing this today.
I want y'all to stand with me.
No.
But I think nobody thought that it would be this
Rufus, would you
successful.
like a walk? Would you
I
like a
want
walk?
y'all to stand with me.
Nobody thought it would be this successful.
Yeah,
but I think going
definitely
into
not.
it, we have shown that this is how we like our art forms to be.
Basically.
Positive, brown, light.
We're
with
not slaves, we're not drug dealers, we're not in jail, it's nothing negative. It's
That's my beat. That's my favorite song. Keep going. My favorite song.
like it was positivity and it was strength, and even though it was
Girl, that's my jam.
even though it was two black men they were saying the same things but in different ways.
Right.
And that's one of the things I liked the
Malcolm
most
and
about
Martin.
it. Yes.
Malcolm and Martin. That's,
You know
that's
what I'm
all
saying?
it is. That was
Because
Malcolm X and Martin.
Nakia and Killmonger were saying the same thing,
Right.
but their method of delivery and how
Was
they wanted to
different.
go about doing it was completely different.
Did anybody bust a tear when he was like, "You could bury me in the ocean with my ancestors"?
That
because-
hit me so far.
I said,
Jesus!
Take me
Yeah, that
to
was-
the
that
king.
was right.
So when
Yes.
that part,
They humanized him.
when that part happens, I was just like, oh, so this is what we're doing. So I had to give myself. I said, oh shit, okay.
I felt for
this is what
I'm
we're
gonna
doing.
be honest. I felt for Killmonger in a vaginal way from the moment he came on the screen.
I'm sorry. What?
No.
What? I felt
Was
for
it the gold fronts?
in a vaginal way.
In a vaginal way?
In a vaginal way. What?
Wait a minute.
Did I do something wrong?
In a vaginal way.
It
She gonna keep
touched my
saying it.
shondo in my vaginal. In my vaginal. Y'all don't got a shondo in your vaginal.
Well,
Okay.
I
I'm the only one with a shondo.
that only happens after the baby goes to sleep. I think you were the only one who Shondo reacted to Killmonger.
No.
Wait a goddamn
From the
minute.
moment I saw Killmonger, I
That's how I
felt
was
my
about the
shondo in my vaginal.
Woo. That's how I felt about M'Baku. I said, well,
That's what
goddamn.
I'm saying.
I want to climb this mountain of a man
Hello.
and never come back
Hello.
down.
Hello. Is this on? I'm the only one.
Tap, tap.
Felt it in their shondo, in the vaginal. That's the name of this episode. When you feel it in your shondo in your vaginal. That's right.
I can't.
I'm gonna be the queen squirrel. I'm gonna give it a go. Okay.
Oh my God.
My bad.
Any final thoughts about the strength of the Black Panther?
I'd like to feel it in my shondo.
Oh my God!
In my vaginal.
You need to go home.
I could have.
What is happening?
I just want to know.
I
when
am
we're getting
confused.
the sequel.
What is happening?
When are we getting the sequel?
Word.
We gotta wait.
So all right. So what if they try to switch the actors up? Are y'all here for that?
No.
What if they?
But I do wonder where we go from here.
But they
Exactly.
can't though because they're already incorporated them into the
Marvel.
Those yes.
Yes.
into Infinity War, and some of our favorites are in Infinity War.
So this is the point where we can start talking like contractual stuff, like if you don't pay me, and I just hope that they all on the same page. Because I don't want
Now,
to substitute.
I will
Give 'em a
ruin
shout
something
out.
for a few of you guys.
Mm.
In the Marvel world,
Yes, he married Storm.
he is married to Storm.
No,
T'Challa.
I'm okay with that.
T'Challa.
Because
But wait,
Storm.
no, the new Storm.
No. I'm talking about the comic book Storm, not Alexander Shipp.
That's
She
what
can
I'm
sit
talking
the hell
about.
down.
But then
No.
again, but she is like a 5-year-old girl. Like she's not even.
She was the young
Storm.
Yeah, so they
Yeah.
rebooted it. This the young Storm, but people don't understand. So I was explaining this in the group chat. Like Storm is one of my all-time favorite superheroes,
Right.
like across the board. That's my girl. That's my girl. So Storm is supposed to be in the comic books. Storm is a beautiful brown-skinned woman. She is Kenyan and African American, and she's also technically a goddess.
Yeah, she
Because
is.
she's a goddess of something and something, and she controlled the weather. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So T'Challa being married to her, yep, give me
That
all them
makes
brown,
sense.
give me all them chocolate
However,
babies. Yep.
Halle Berry was never brown skinned.
She wasn't,
Never.
which is why I had a problem with her and
However,
Alexander Tripp.
Who was it? Lapita was like, if they make you married to Storm and
She
not
gonna kill
me,
you.
I'm going to become
A villain.
A villain.
Yeah.
She was like, I'm out.
But if we follow the comic books,
India's not here for it.
But we haven't followed the comic book because
We
we already
haven't.
changed their relationship.
Exactly. Exactly. So we don't know. So
don't know.
hey, Tanasi, I need you to rewrite this new one since you did all the other Black Panther. And he needs to marry Nakia.
Right.
Don't you bring that Storm foolishness over here.
what you mean?
And if you got,
could you imagine?
if you got a
him being
role
married
in
to
there,
Storm?
I need Lapita.
Okay,
Me
You
stop
hear
hollering,
me?
Stop hollering.
I need Lapita.
I need
It's not her
a,
favorite
I need
song.
a,
I
I
don't
need
have
a
nothing to
brown
do.
skin
It's
Storm.
not her
if
That's
you
what I
need
need.
me to come through.
She's still talking about his
Shonda.
All right, it's time for us to move on to the
Okay.
Are we recording? Yeah,
So trying to get better on my trash positions, going from the chocolate mountain to the beige rage. How's that? How's
Okay,
that?
all right.
Okay,
Look at
okay.
this now.
Okay,
Okay.
okay. We now need to discuss.
Seven.
Okay, thank you.
That was
Thank
good.
you.
That was
Even though this is invalid.
This is
because-
a 10. This is a 10.
I don't
A
know.
negative 10.
Nope.
Okay.
Yep.
Nope.
So everybody has probably seen the video already of DJ Envy and his tears of solace because I don't know how to pronounce the two guys' names.
Jesus and Mero.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I thought it was Jesus. I was calling him Jesus.
I like Jesus. It sounds a little bit spicy, but whatever. Whatever.
Sure.
So Jesus.
I did not feel that in my Shondo.
I don't want you to feel that in Shondo.
Hey, it's multi-Shondo. You can have a lot of Shondo.
Apparently so. So Jesus and who?
Mero.
Mero were on the Breakfast Club, and DJ Envy was deeply rooted in his Drake feelings.
Light skin.
I thought y'all was going to say beige rage right now.
I did say beige rage already.
In the beginning.
I just said it.
Excuse me.
Excuse me.
Excuse me. So yeah, he was deeply rooted in his feelings, and he had a word, and he felt like saying it. So he was upset because of a joke that these two gentlemen made on their show that's on Vice.
Do y'all watch their show? I don't even think they're funny.
I'm
tell
going
you
to
what.
start.
They got a fan after
After
that.
I remember them from Charlamagne Show on Common Sense. Every now and then I've kind of hopped into it. I don't know. Comcast is a little screwy with channels, the ones that they like to give you. So
Right.
I don't know if I get Viceland.
So I get Viceland, and I need to know when the show comes on because I know they do 4 shows a week.
Yeah.
So most of the time I see the stuff that they do on Twitter, and I follow the things that they do on Twitter, whatever. But I'm going to actively try to watch their show now because I
laughed the whole day when all that came out.
I mean, they do.
That was hilarious.
Commentary, like
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know.
But like,
But it's funny. I think they're
Meh.
funny. I think they're
Ty also does not enjoy peach lemonade, so she is not to be trusted.
They over here drinking this sour behind lemonade and loving it.
It's not sour.
So much so they want to make a juice segment.
Juice segment.
operative word lemonade.
Mm-mm.
Aids
never
of
go wrong with
lemon.
lemonade.
You can do lemonade wrong. You can do it wrong.
Aids of lemon or sour.
Anyway,
Well-
I don't even think the joke that
First
they
of all,
made.
wait a minute.
Oh,
She
sure.
talking about some peach lemonade.
Now we're okay.
Karen Shakur over here trying to talk about some peach lemonade.
What's the problem? What's the problem?
This girl has been petitioning for us to go on YouTube for 21 shows. We get here and she's in hiding. It's not good for the Shonda. It's not good for the Shonda.
But listen, what is that saying? Sometimes what's good for the Shondo is not good
Good
for
for
the
the
game. Though everything else I'll see was
I like that. I like that.
Well,
Anyway,
No.
as I was saying,
that's your voice.
So they apologized. He had his panties in a wad because
I didn't even think the joke that they made
it
was that
wasn't.
bad.
It really wasn't.
I think it's true. It's probably true. That's probably why he was feeling some type of way.
So the joke that they made, if you didn't see the video, the joke that they made was pretty much about how So DJ Envy has cheated on his wife several times.
Why you always gotta bring that up?
Because that's what the joke was
relevant
about.
and important.
That's what the joke was about.
Alright.
So
she was saying she knew him as Rashawn, but she didn't know DJ Envy. And they said, "Oh, I bet you she knew them Envy checks."
Well,
And they've been together since they was teenagers.
If so,
and I bet you he's been cheating since.
So that's why he was. That's why he was mad, because he's like, "Oh, she not with me just for my money,"
Yeah, he
or
was upset.
he took it a different
It's like
way.
she actually makes more money.
Yeah.
That's what
That's
I was
what
about
it
to
is.
say.
More money.
I think he took it a different way. I think
Right.
he took it as, oh, you don't know him, but I bet you see that money coming in.
Right.
And
Well, are they lying?
What?
Are they lying that she's not seeing the money?
she is seeing the money.
Well,
And
But
I
I
know
think
you
the
guys.
implication was
That she was
would-
there
right.
for the money.
But
And I'm
they've been
saying, I don't
together
know
for a
if
long
you
time.
follow him on
Yeah.
Instagram, but over Christmas he did this whole 12 days or 24 days of Christmas where he basically was like showing all the name brand high label stuff that he bought her.
Yep.
So they were saying like he was basically trying to just buy her affection back. And he
Basically.
cheated on her.
But I
First
don't
of all-
think this particular time that they're saying that he cheated
Right. That
was
wasn't-
a recent time.
But
I think they're
here's the-
revisiting the time that he got caught cheating with Erica Mena.
No, that video that they commentated on, them two were on. I forget
The
what
Real.
show. They
The
were
Real.
on some show.
They were on The
And
Real.
he was dressed like a old Temptation with that satin ass jacket on and black lapels and shit. It was like sometimes I don't understand who's dressing you. Where you going? A red carpet, or you going on a TV show? But whatever. But they were doing commentary on that episode.
Right,
So
no.
he's been harboring this for how long?
And that was the problem that I had. My problem was, if you guys have a relationship,
Right.
you guys are friends, and you're offended,
Mm-hmm.
then if you that mad, then you need to call them right then and there.
Right.
And that's what they said.
Like, if
Why you wait till the show?
I don't, first of all, and I'm, everyone's different. I can't be angry at somebody that won't
For that
and
Right.
not say anything.
And not
Like,
speak
if
up
I done
about
already
it.
cussed you out and I'm still angry about it, then now I have some things to deal with myself.
Right.
But you, like, he was angry. Like, he was
Big man.
Big mad.
Big man. Get
So-
that man a cape.
Man,
And
I don't care.
I also think that he should have. I also think it could have been a private conversation, because apparently they were there for like an hour.
Listen, they're all in the
before-
media and they both
I'm about to say, it's a
benefited from
win-win.
this. Both of them.
Yeah, it is a
They was
DJ
trending
Envy
on
did not
Twitter.
benefit from this at all.
Listen, any attention
He out here
is
looking.
attention.
He does look very
light skinned
feminine.
and charming soft.
Mm.
Okay. Oh.
Cause then he took to Twitter afterwards.
Right. He got Twitter fingers talking about something. I wish I would have kicked that same energy. I wish you would have kept that same energy.
Yo, for real.
Like,
They tried to apologize and work it out with him, and then he got up and left.
but he got the apology, and he's just like, but I don't appreciate this.
You don't
and
take it to
da-da-da.
the kids and the wives.
It's like, sir, but you want us to respect your wife, but you do not.
Bingo.
He did not. At
Yahtzee.
the time.
Dominoes.
Y'all reaching, y'all gotta get out of married folks' business.
Married folks.
Y'all talk about what he do with his wife. No, I ain't got
Married
nothing
folks
to do
need
with
to stop
everybody
making
else.
their business public.
He's a
Because
media
I wouldn't be
person.
in your business if it wasn't all out there for me to see.
I don't know. When he got the apology and he was still upset. I mean, you see that in any old argument that you have.
Yeah.
Somebody will be like, "I'm sorry," but God damn it, shit.
Right.
And then, and you still, you gotta
But
come
he
down. You gotta come
But
down.
he got
I
a
think-
genuine apology.
Yes, but still, he was still in the. All right,
Because
so
he didn't got
let's
himself
say,
all frothy.
let's say he
How
never
you want
spoke
to
to y'all.
yourself?
Exactly. So people was like, he walked out. All right, you saw how mad he
angry.
was. If he waited for this long to have a conversation, now that he here, and then Charlamagne looking all crazy like you acting stupid, so like it's adding to the tension. So
Well,
yeah,
he was just in his.
I think him taking a little sachet out the room was a good thing.
I did too.
I'm
Like,
taking my blocks and I'm not playing with y'all. no more.
Right,
Nah.
right. But
That's
also,
exactly what it
I feel like what Charlamagne said was right. What Charlamagne said, if you were going to leave halfway or in the beginning of the interview, then you should have not sat for the interview. Like, he has visibly sat out of the Troy Ave interview. He was like, yeah, I'm not going to sit here with y'all no more. So,
Why is that?
because he's friends with
Taxstone?
Taxstone, and also the gentleman who was killed. His family had a problem with Troy Ave still getting all of this attention, and he's the reason why old boy was kind of killed. So he was like, out of respect for the family, because I've had a conversation with the boy's brother, anytime y'all have him here, I'm not going to be here.
So why couldn't he do the same thing?
And that's what I mean. That's what Charlene
You know
said.
why?
Charlene,
Because he wanted to have.
he wanted
his
to do
hissy
that.
fit
He
in
did.
front of the cameras.
He did.
On his. You guys are in my playground, okay? And I'm gonna tell you what.
India's doing her colonizing
I
voice.
told if I came into
Karen's doing her colonizing voice.
Really, Karen?
Yo, that video is never gonna get old.
I gotta find that video.
You guys are in my playground now. You're gonna follow my rules. This is my ball. And when I leave, this whole shit shut down.
Personally, I don't think the two guys are funny. I don't care about envy, so it's a meh for me.
DJ entry.
Shut up.
Next topic.
Oh.
DJ Butthole Pleasure.
Wait a damn
Karen.
minute.
Bye, Karen.
I just think that was real soft, yo. I just can't get jiggy with that, yo. Like they was really trying to, like he expressed how he felt. They, apologized like men. Whether it was sincere or not, we don't know.
Okay.
But they were trying to have a conversation with him, and
Right,
he just
and
was like,
continue on with the interview.
this is done.
Like,
He
you know
didn't
what?
say, like, all right. So you said in the one interview, he openly said, like, listen, I'm not going to sit through this, like, blah, blah, blah. So why can't you give everybody the same respect? Like,
Right.
say,
So they
listen,
talking about, just like Candy, you don't talk about my mama, my kids,
Mama
or my
Joyce.
husband.
Somebody
So that's
talk
what
about
DJ
Mama
Envy
Mama Joyce
did.
and that blowout.
Yes, that's what DJ Envy did.
Mama
See,
Joyce
now
and that
Mama
blowout.
Joyce can talk trash all she want about Todd. Okay?
Todd.
About Todd and Candy.
That's like, what's her
Baby.
name, Mama?
But let anybody else talk about Todd and Candy
Mariah.
going off.
Mariah on.
Mariah Lynn.
No, Mariah on.
Married to
Medicine.
Married to
Oh.
Medicine.
What?
Did you watch the reunion?
No, I haven't finished it, but she the same way.
Yeah.
Her mama
thing
can talk about
got with her. Her mom,
Don't
she
talk
said,
about my mama.
yeah, she said your mama talks about everybody. So
Well,
and Andy Chalk,
So that's how it
let's
is,
calm
like-
down. Let's calm down. Okay.
I can't tell.
But I think it's logical that when there are hot topic things, no matter what his past is with his wife,
Yeah.
it's a sensitive subject.
Yeah.
Like he brushed off when they did the dildo thing. He brushed that off and he was a good sport about it. But
Yeah.
clearly, when it comes to the wife and the kids,
Yeah.
it don't matter if you say DJ Envy got a wife. What wife?
Beige rage.
Mine.
Beige rage.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Speaking of, this is a sidebar. It makes me very, very uncomfortable that Meghan McCain never sits down with like black people. Like not like not black people, but it's like certain black people she will not sit down with. And I'll be like, you disrespectful bitch.
Oh.
I'll be so mad. Like
That's her Shonda.
Yeah.
She felt
It
the
did in the Shonda.
It did because like you can
Really
say whatever
something.
you want, but I just like you could tell they will just slide her ass to the side.
Mm-hmm.
But you never know if people are saying like I'm
They
not
don't
sitting
wanna
down
sit
with
with
her.
her.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
what
She's problematic.
Oh,
right?
she's
Because
very
could you
problematic.
imagine if they had the right one who was with the shits,
Got the
and
right
she
one.
started running
But
her
like
back
Eric
around.
Garner's wife, like
But
yeah,
like I
she
said,
was,
you get
that's
somebody
right.
that's
You
with the
look-
shit,
yeah, she looked
they
like
will come across the
she-
table on you, and then her whole
she
wig will
looked
be
like
missing.
she looked
And then
like
she'll be on
she-
socks. She's like, I just wanted to
Victim.
express my conservative opinion. And you see this bald spot? She's like, oh, Jesus. I'm going to have transplant surgery to get my edges back. This is bullshit. Not Trump's America. Make America great again.
Make it stop.
So that concludes our episode of the Shenopsis.
See, the next time I let you squirrels on video, you set a camera up and everything goes to hell.
What do you mean? Like this
I was about to say, it's been
episode
going to
one.
hell before.
Now they can just see how hard we laugh at our own jokes.
Right.
Gotta be the video Shonda.
You and the video Shonda.
Love it.
Oh my God.
Transitions.
So from beige exits to you're fired.
Why?
No.
Wait a minute. Why
So
did Karen
beige-
come like an ad lib? Transitions, right?
Real quick, snuck it in.
No.
Okay, so wait. So from beige exits to orange firings. Is that better?
I like that.
Flaming hot Cheeto firings.
I'll give that a 6.
Has an acquired taste.
Whatever. Whatever. Moving right along.
I like what you did there.
So
Yeah,
white
they
people's
white
president
team's
is
spirit.
firing everybody because him and his wig still think he on the.
They own
Apprentice.
they think they own Apprentice. That's what they think.
You're fired. So we
He's
had
firing people through tweets.
lit girl.
That's respectful.
So
I
I didn't think in our lifetime I was going to see something more disrespectful than Berger breaking up with Carrie on a Post-it. Trump said, hold my beer. Good old Rexy Rex. You know, he don't have no wiggle. You see that thing be going. That lace be going every which a goddamn way. Woo! So yeah, Rexy Rex, the Secretary of State, woke up to a tweet letting him know that he was fired. Everybody else knew that he was fired.
Good Lord, I grabbed my shoes and I said, there's a fire. I couldn't even grab my briefcase. Anybody got time for that?
First of all,
he didn't have time to pack his shit up.
nothing. First of all, this man was already like away from the country.
He was in Africa.
He was in Africa.
Yeah.
That's what
His
got him fired.
father,
That's what got him fired.
Yeah.
his father passed away 2 weeks ago.
Yep. Yep.
They probably was gonna fire him then.
So like, I just was like how can you be any more heartless? Can you be any more ruthless?
You can
Yes.
put a pin in that. You can.
Yes.
Oh, yes, you can.
But wait,
You fire
there's
somebody.
more.
A few days before they're set to retire.
Whoa,
to
Jesus.
get their pension.
We're getting to that.
tuned.
We're getting to
Yeah.
that.
You're absolutely right.
So the second, what is that?
firing.
Yeah, the second firing was H.R. McMaster, which is his second national security advisor, because the first one is wrapped up in the Russian collusion scandal. Yeah, so they've been saying since like the
Collusion Shando!
I don't know if I have a collusion shando. I don't know.
have a collusion.
I don't
know.
know. I don't know that woman. I never.
No. I will have one when Robert Mueller comes out and,
Ooh, yes.
and takes it.
You're right. We all
I will have one, okay?
Yeah.
Can the church say amen?
Wait,
Look
yes.
at that. Look at that.
Come on, get it, Karen!
Listen.
Not with this. Not with
I
this
got
one. Not with this
Yes.
one. No.
Yes.
No. I don't support this.
That's a good
Is
shit.
it the 60 second shootout?
Oh God! So yeah, H.R. McMaster, he also got the boot, and then the pettiest shit I've ever seen in my life, and I
See
stand,
some petty shit. I've seen some petty shit.
stand for a petty
But
queen.
this,
The
But
tweet for this was pretty
this
good.
is
No.
Andrew McCabe. Now here's the thing that somebody put in perspective for me. Do you guys know any other deputy director, assistant, deputy directors of the FBI?
No.
Can you name any other one?
No.
The only reason why we know who Andrew McCabe is because Trump has been browbeating this man since
He's got an office.
since he fired James Comey.
Mhm.
So, Andrew McCabe stepped aside, I want to say the middle of February, and he was supposed to just, go out to greener pastures and bide his time until he retired. He had done over 20 years of service in the FBI and all this other stuff, and he was going to be retiring today. Today's Sunday. And this petty, foul-mouthed, yuck-mouthed, no glue-down lace having ass bitch. Damn.
Got that in my shando.
That ain't a ring.
Got that in my petty shando. In my petty shando.
Yes. I felt it right there.
You know what I'm saying? It was spicy, just something. Exactly.
Right.
So he got his stuttering, troll-sized, no upper lip having
Tell us how you really
a
feel.
Baby size
turn.
hands.
Oh God, he got Coney hands. I don't like him. Jeff Sessions, Beauregard, Jefferson Sessions. He got this young man to fire Andrew McCabe 2 days before he was set to retire. And Andrew McCabe said, "Not on my watch."
Andrew McCabe said, "I will leave, but I will not leave."
He said, "I'm gonna call a thing a thing, and I'm shaking the table." And I was minding my good Christian business on Friday, I thought I was gonna, watch some Netflix at 10 p.m. on Friday, and then Lawrence O'Donnell came on. It's like breaking news: Andrew McCabe has been fired. I said, "Well, goddamn! First of all, how do you fire somebody
On your day off.
on a Friday evening at 10 p.m.?" So they were talking about this on Wednesday of last week about how the Inspector General got a report, allegedly.
Michael Jackson.
Exactly. And that he was doing a report because they accused Andrew McCabe of doing all of the stuff that he wasn't supposed to be doing. Now, here's the thing. They actually shot themselves in the foot with this because everything that they did on Friday is going to erase everything that this Inspector General's report says because Mealy Mouth 45 came out the next day. It was like, ha! So I got rid of McCabe. What you think about that? You know what I mean? He's just out here tweeting the pettiest shit I've ever seen in my life.
Yes. So,
It's legal for somebody to fire you if you put your you put your retiring in writing. Like they can still fire you.
I'm pretty
get
sure.
fired
Yeah, you
before
can
you
get fired.
yeah,
Right.
before you retire.
Let's say you retire and you come in and take a piss on the ground or something in front of everybody. You fired.
That's it.
Yeah, you retired, but you fired.
Yeah. Yeah. But
you got to go downtown.
File
File your paper.
unemployment.
You got to have a judicial review.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a real
Yeah.
thing.
But what some Democrats I have seen tweet is that they will hire him for 2 days.
Yep.
So that he
Just so he can get that.
he can
Yep.
get his
Time and
pension.
job and everything.
The thing, and I put this in a group chat. Did anybody tell him that he should leave the FBI?
Night Massacre is coming soon.
Yeah.
Because the Saturday Night Massacre for Nixon is when everybody was like, okay, he guilty. Okay, Ty, what's happening? Ty,
What's going on here?
What?
It's kind of early right now.
I was exercising my dance, Shonda.
I guess. But
Oh, Lord.
I also learned from this podcast that I was listening to about Nixon is that it took for them to sit through a whole entire term with him
Yep.
before they were. Well, that's
To
because
unpack everything.
no. That's because he was actually okay his first term.
Right.
It was him trying to win the presidency for the second term that got him in all this damn trouble.
Right.
So
well, this one was bad from the rip. Though.
Right.
Exactly. So,
Yeah.
that's what so hopefully that fast tracks it.
Right.
But Nixon's first term was pretty quiet.
Mhm.
It was him trying to conspire to run against the Democrat that he wanted to run against is what caused him all of this stuff. So had he not broken into the Democratic National Committee offices, he'd have been fine.
Mm-hmm.
And we never would have had all these creepy ass pictures and stuff.
Yeah.
So I just want you guys to keep in mind that the impeachment is coming. Hold fast. Because
I don't know how much
Hopefully-
longer I got.
But
because-
hopefully it comes on during a nice summer day because
impeachment.
get ready.
the
Impeachment.
barbecue's coming.
Our barbecue is coming.
Impeachment.
We're going to be selling tickets to our impeachment party.
Girl, okay? Listen.
Yes,
There
we
will be
are.
food
Yo,
service.
that'll be an event that we throw for
That
real.
is that is a real event.
For real.
Mhm.
Yes.
Mhm.
And I have some really good ideas for that.
Get your husband on the ribs, on the ones and
Oh my husband will definitely be on the ribs.
one grill.
I mean, if we all turkey, he knows how to barbecue a whole turkey. Come on now.
I'm here for it.
A whole turkey.
I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he does not barbecue.
Well, you be
this
having-
product.
I didn't feel that in my vegan. It's not in my vegan Shonda.
Can you barbecue a tofurkey?
Shut up! I don't
You
eat
see some
sugar.
grill marks on some
Is he gonna
tofu?
put some bacon on the?
I'm doing good in life.
True story.
the
true
bean
story.
burgers.
My oldest son, our oldest son went through this like 45-day, maybe 60-day challenge where he didn't eat any meat. He decided to become a vegetarian. And so we were having a barbecue, and he came around proud as a peacock. Dad, can you throw these? He said, if you don't get them meatless bullshit off my grill.
That ain't right, Dad.
He's like, Dad, you really not gonna barbecue? He said, does it have pork in it? Hell no.
Doesn't have pork.
See, you
Put it in
put
the
in the pork
kitchen.
chop.
My poor baby was so sad.
He was like, well, I guess I'll just go microwave it then.
He was like, Miss Keisha made some macaroni salad. You better eat that macaroni salad over there.
Well, that's a shame. That's a shame, huh, baby.
You know what the real shame was? The macaroni salad was probably favorite miracle was.
It was.
That's what the real.
Damn
That's what the
good.
real shame was.
I didn't feel that in my shade, Shonda.
Not at all.
Nope.
Not at all.
That's what the real shame was.
Nope. I'm in the
real
matrix
shame.
right now. I'm
Lord.
untouchable.
You're untouchable.
I'm untouchable. I'm in the matrix.
I'm right there with you.
I'm right there with
If
fake
you don't
mayonnaise.
touch
I'm
me,
right there with you. Touch her.
it's a pain in the butt.
No, I'm not
60-second shoot.
That used to be my jam,
Yeah.
though. I used to love that song.
All right. So yeah, just keep a lookout on the firings, cause who
You never
knows
know who's gonna be next.
who's leaving next.
Well, he did joke that Melania could be next, and with all this
Girl.
stormy shit, she might just be
Who
walking her
cares?
ass out of
His
here.
son getting- I mean, his
I wanna-
son
oh.
getting a divorce too.
Oh,
Yes.
Did you see that wedding?
You know her book about to be spicy.
Did you
Yeah,
see
she
that
got
wedding
spilled all
photo?
over the
If she don't disappear.
Ooh,
Basic
like
13.
what's her face?
Basic
Miscavige.
13.
Oh, like Shelly Miscavige.
Like Shelly
She
Miscavige.
about to.
All right. Thank you guys. This is your favorite part. This is the part that you guys been waiting for. The 60
This is the
second
part.
Let me
Time
help you
wait
out,
for it.
shootout.
I don't know what's about to happen.
No.
She talking about
No. And now they got our faces on the thing. I don't.
Xenu the Overlord is not placed. It's not placed.
Okay, so who wants to start? The host?
Let me check it
Oh.
out.
Yeah.
Oh, I have to start?
Yes.
Oh, I wasn't prepared.
Oh, let me get my sounds.
I got your timer.
Oh, okay.
So this is the time we're doing the 60-second shootout.
Yes.
The host has 60 seconds to. All right, so
Okay.
Look at her.
If those people that never know the words to songs that would have singing shit the loudest.
Yeah.
She was so loud. What the
I'm ready. Do you have
Wait,
the
I can't
sounds?
find it.
What was it? What it is? Hope?
Here's her timer.
What's up? That's what I heard the squeaky noise.
Yes.
I'm sorry, guys. This is.
Oh
It's been a
yeah.
couple of weeks since all of us have been
And
together.
y'all talking about me
What you mean?
earlier.
We're ready.
You're still squirrely. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Shonda, it hasn't stopped.
And-
We're still stuck on the vagina, the vaginal Shonda.
Allegedly.
And-
Whatever.
Alrighty.
Okay, so I would like to talk to the people.
You want to
I'll start.
I mean, I wonder.
I would like to talk to people who are driving on the New Jersey Turnpike that are from out of town.
Ooh.
If you don't get your grandma driving ass the hell out the fast lane while I'm jamming and driving, we gonna square up. I will pull up on you because it seemed like today was every asshole in a red car drive slow in front of me day because on the way up to New Brunswick and on the way back, everybody was just like, do, I'm gonna drive slow. And I'm meanwhile like, ah, get the fuck out of my way. So if you are in the fast lane driving slow, 3 things are going to happen. 1, I will throw things at you.
Oh.
2, I will speed up and mean mug the ever-loving shit out of you while I'm driving by so you understand that I don't like you. And 3, I'm going to get in front of you and continue to troll you for at least another 5 to 10 minutes. So please get your slow driving ass out of my way. And I'm done.
Oh, okay.
Sunday is a particularly challenging day for the turnpike. I don't know what it is about Sundays, but it's never an easy driving day on the turnpike on Sundays.
Listen, everybody was just in my way, and I'm like, why are you here?
I know somebody that throws pennies at cars.
What?
And I said, please, I just don't want to die.
No.
That's it. I want to
That's
die.
too much.
Somebody cut me off today, and then I realized it was my line sister, and I had to pull to the side like, I called you an asshole twice, and you know that. Because you cut me off twice.
I can.
Oh, wow.
Who's next?
Alrighty. I'll go. I can go.
That's not come to America.
Alrighty.
Ready, go.
So, apparently some of y'all don't know how to grocery shop.
Oh.
I was at the store, and I appreciate when people. Now, I try to position myself in a way where I kind of swing to the side so I'm not standing in a way. So just because I'm to the side doesn't mean I need you to sit your ass in a way. Like, pivot in time. Like, why would you do that? Do me a favor also. Know what personal space is. If I turn around and you're too close to me, not with the cart, but your personal body is too close to me, don't turn around and expect me to, don't be surprised. Sir, you're behind me, way too close. Like I can hear you breathing.
Oh, no, that's how people get elbowed.
Number 3, and this is my last one. I need y'all to look around the corner before you go just flying your cart out the aisle. You just go on a limb, just go flying around the corner, and then, I'm sorry. No, you ain't, because you wasn't looking.
Time.
Texting and Cardi.
Ooh.
Y'all gotta be.
You ever had somebody hit you in the back of your ankles and
And
you
you
be like, I'm ready to go to jail for that.
died.
I'm ready to go to jail
Yeah.
for that.
There's no pain like getting the back of your leg ran up on by a car. It's not like
I just don't like when people stand too close. It's enough room in the line for us.
No, like legit, I'm walking, and like this guy was like mad close to me, so I like turned around. He was like, hello? Oh, you there?
we're not on the phone.
You're that close behind me. And then he's like, oh, hello. No, you shouldn't be offended. You shouldn't.
I would have started barking.
My turn.
Like, look at here, Colin.
Who has my turn?
He wasn't a colonizer, unfortunately.
That's alright, I still would call him
A
that.
Negro
I was
without
trying to
manners.
get canceled.
I got your. Oh, okay.
Ready?
Ready?
Last week I told you guys about a coworker that tried me.
Did we get to? Don't tell me we got to number 3.
Oh Lord.
This week, that coworker experienced the foot
Ooh.
on another body.
Oh!
Not even the shoe on another foot, on another body. So we're at work and something happened and somebody swiveled around and called this Indian man Gandhi.
Ooh.
And he said, that's racist.
Whoa!
Pops Kettles Jesus.
I kindly lifted my pointer finger in the air and
Church
said, do you recollect last week when you made a comment about
Come
me
on with
doing
the
hood
receipts.
rat things? You don't like how it feels to be called Gandhi when you're an Indian man, do you? You wouldn't like it if they called you Curry either, would you? Not Steph Curry, but just Curry.
Cardamom.
And I think in that moment, it seeped in. Do unto others as you would like done unto you. It's my time.
Come on now.
It was a good time had by me.
I would have had a good time with
He was really offended. And I said, look at that. You're usually the offender. Now
Oh.
you're offended.
Grand opening, grand closing.
Karma, not Cardinal. Karma.
Offended.
We're still on camera?
Oh, God.
Yeah, okay. I just
She
wanna
act like
make
she
sure
pouring
y'all-
liquor.
You can't see because you still got your
I'm ready.
steps on it.
Oh, let me come up.
Oh!
This is Karen.
Oh!
This is Karen the Hooper because y'all are making me upset.
Okay.
I'm ready.
All right. You still gonna have your
Oh, my scarf. Oh, well, I'm trapped. But anyway,
She got you time.
all right.
She checked the closet!
Go. Okay. It's every basketball player's favorite time of the year. It's March Madness. First, I want to give a shout out to UMBC. They were the first 16 seed to take down a number 1 seed.
Yay.
On the men's side.
Right.
Because what happens is, on the women's side, it actually has already happened. Harvard beat Stanford, I forget, I want to say 1998 or something like that. So UMBC's Twitter, which has been giving smoke out to anybody who will receive it, I love it and I'm here for it. They corrected somebody who said that, like, oh, you know, UMBC was the first. They said, no, we weren't. Harvard women's team was.
Oh, dope.
So then you get the ashy, non-athletic men of America who feel the need to come out and say, well, nobody cares about women's basketball anyway.
Oh.
Your mom.
Sir. Exactly. Like, somebody cares enough that these games are still being broadcast.
Well.
People are still watching. I just want y'all to be quiet. That's my point.
Hello?
Hello, Barbara.
This is Shirley.
Did you have anything else to say?
I did. I just want y'all to stop. Stop. Just because you played a few games in your rec league does not make you a voice of knowledge. Like, just relax. Relax. Please, go get your Skylar Diggins calendar and leave the rest of us alone.
Skylar Well, bad.
Girl.
And that wraps
That was
up.
actually your old Glory Days calling. They said they haven't seen you around.
Ipso facto, in conclusion.
You're fat.
Exactly.
You get winded when you run into half court, so shut up.
Can't even
You gotta hold your
Can't
own
even get up
rules.
your steps without using your inhaler. Arnold. It always be the nigga's name. Arnold. Harold.
Connor.
Come on, Chad. Chad. Cut it out, Chad.
Oh, God.
Can't deal with y'all.
Oh, this has been a very squirrely episode. She gonna put the goddamn glasses back on. Somebody get her. Somebody.
What's bringing her?
What we gonna name this?
We should.
I vote in the Shondo.
Yeah.
Wait, I like the Wakanda Late.
Yeah.
I like Wakanda
We
Late.
had said that because we talked about
Yeah.
Wakanda, so
Yeah.
Wakanda Late.
Wakanda Late in your Shondo.
Wakanda Late in the show.
Is that doing a lot?
That sounds like a lot. That sounds
It's
like
a
a
lot.
pregnancy.
Yeah.
Well,
No.
she talking
Michael.
about vaginal Shondo.
She said Michael.
For those of you just listening,
Michael.
That sounds like
Ty has been body rolling since we hit play, so
Yes. No, for those of you listening, please go to YouTube. Y'all gotta see this footage.
we will let you guys
In real
know
time.
when the video is up.
Yep.
So for your listening pleasures, if you would like to get the strength of the Black Panther, you can listen to us on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, TuneIn, and the SoundCloud app. On all social media, we are at the Shenopsis. And if you want to give us some show topics or anything like that, slide in our DMs. Well, not mine, because, Manless March. Woohoo. But around
Girl, she like. Hello, Barbara.
like I said,
This
and
is true. India's still lying.
Yes, she is.
what I
That's for sure.
said.
India's still
You
lying.
see my face? Reporting live. I said what I said.
We have much from the mountain.
So we will not have it all. We will not have it
Having
all.
men in March.
Yes.
Like I said. So you can email us at theshenopsis@gmail. So
Podcast is good for your Shonda. It is.
but not the
okay?
vaginal one. Well, I mean it could be. I don't know. That's your business.
Sis,
I'm not business.
hey, if that's your business.
We have looked from the mountain, and
Oh,
we will not have it. So that wraps up everything. You guys have a great week, and we will see you next Tuesday.
Yes.
Bye. They've already said bye like 7,000 times.
Bye.
Oh my God.
Bye.